A blessed afternoon to each and everyone. This afternoon, we will continue on the discussion about action research component. In this session, we will focus on action research work plan and timelines and plans for dissemination and utilization. I am Nerissa Betonio, Master Teacher 1 of Alfonso Integrated High School, District of Alfonso, your discussant this afternoon. Let us again have an overview of the component of action research. So we have here the different component parts of an action research. Our focus is on Roman numeral 5, which is action research work plan and timelines, and Roman numeral 6, that is plans for dissemination and utilization. Before we proceed, let us first know the legal basis in considering this component part. First, we have DepEd Order Number 16, Series of 2017, also known as the Research Management Guidelines, and the Division Research Management Guidelines, School Year 2020 to 2021, which was recently released last June 17, 2020. What is an action research work plan? So in here, a detailed work plan is provided covering start to completion of the action. It must specify objectives you will meet over a given period of time and how to meet them. It also contains a table of objectives, activities, and responsibilities, and the entirety of the action plan consists of a detailed table or timeline. Now, in this aspect or in this part, we will answer the following questions. What will you do? How you will do it? Who will perform each task? And it will also spells out multiple objectives and thus includes a timeline. When we are talking of timelines, it should be realistic and show concretely how the action research will unfold over the allowed period. It is the overall plan, reflects the proponent's capacity to concretize ideas into clear and sequential steps to be undertaken. Now I have here a sample action research work plan. Notice that it has 6 component parts. So we have the activities, objectives, strategies, persons involved, time frame, and the expected output. Now in first column, that is activities, this answers the questions, what will you do? So therefore, we will list down all the tasks and activities to be done during the conduct of research. The second column, this is now your objectives, we will answer the question, why will you do it? So we will indicate in here the goal of the research and the aim of the study. The third column, that comprises your strategies, will answer the question, how will you do it? In this section, we will enumerate and define all the possible techniques, step-by-step procedures to be used or employed in the conduct of the study. The fourth column will answer the questions, who will perform each task? So in here, we will indicate all the involved individual or people to do the task. It can be the school head, the department head, master teachers, the students, or even the stakeholders. Time frame. How long will each activities be undertaken? So, this will be indicated in our fifth column or the time frame of the study. On the last column, take down all the possible outcomes for each specific task, and that will comprise your expected output. So that is how we can prepare or present an action research work plan. Another important component of research process is the plan for dissemination and utilization. And it should be remembered that research is of no use unless it gets to the people who need to use it. Now, we may ask, why is there a need to disseminate and utilize research findings? So why disseminate and utilize? Because it improves teaching, learning process, and improve governance processes in schools, schools divisions offices, regional offices, and central office. And considering this now, the development of policies, frameworks, programs, and projects will be possible. Development of strategies, operational and midterm plans. Training programs will be developed, and instructional materials will be developed. An appropriate and essential instructional material which will make the teaching learning process more feasible. Now, how to disseminate and utilize? Now, our dissemination plan and utilization have several things to consider. First is the objectives. What do you want to achieve? So, for example, raise awareness and understanding or change practice. How will you know if you are successful and made an impact? So, be realistic and pragmatic. Another consideration is the audience. Identify your audience so that you know who you will need to influence to maximize the uptake of your research. Think who might benefit from using your findings. Understand how and where your audience looks for and receives information. Gain an insight into what motivates your audience. That is very important. And the barriers they may face. Remember to feedback study findings to participants because who knows, they may also wish to participate in the dissemination of the research and probably can provide a powerful voice. Timeline is another consideration. When will dissemination activity occur? Identify and plan critical time points. Consider external influences and utilize existing opportunities such as upcoming conferences. Now, the region and the division are actively doing this. So they organize research conferences, research forum, and policy forums. So we can consider this as a major venue in disseminating our research proposal or probably the completed results finding. Another is the resources. Think about the expertise you have in your team and whether you need additional help with dissemination. And the last one is the strategy. With full support of school heads, teachers will disseminate and utilize their search or their research through existing mechanisms such as the learning action cells or what we call now the school learning action cells or the SLAC. Now, the LAC sessions may be maximized by sharing the results of ongoing and or completed research. This may serve as input for teachers in their respective teaching learning strategies. In-service training or INSET could be another. The training design may include discussions on research results and how this can be utilized. School Governing Council or the SGC. So we can present our research results and proposed actions during school planning and monitoring activities. Enhanced School Improvement Plan or the SIP and the Annual Implementation Plan or the AIP can also be considered. Research results may be incorporated in the SIP. School planning activities may bring forth possible research topics, and this may also be plotted as research initiative in the SIP and the AIP. School report card or the SRC. So interventions made as a result of action results may be included in the SRC. So that is how we can disseminate and utilize our research. Now I have here a template for plan for dissemination and utilization. So as we can see, we have 10 questions here. And these 10 questions will serve as your guide or our guide in preparing, in conceptualizing, in contemplating our plan for dissemination. So this is a very helpful 10 guide questions. So that is your plan for dissemination and utilization. So that's it. But before I go, let me leave you this very inspirational, motivational quote. Plan your work and work your plan. So again, I am Nerissa Betonio, Master Teacher 1 of Alfonso Integrated High School on action research work plan and timelines and plans for dissemination and utilization. So I hope you gained knowledge on this session. Thank you and God bless us all.